Hello, friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to come back to give you a little bit more details on chapters 42, 43, 44, because there is really a lot to cover there. And I cut myself off because I didn't want to go for 5 minutes. But I just wanted to give you a couple of facts about the quarantine era. I never got COVID personally. As a matter of fact, I never really even got sick with like a cold while I was out living in my car. I never even got my yearly nasal my whatever post-nasal drip caused strep throat. I would get that like every year when I lived in a house. And I didn't get that until I went to my friend G's house. And I literally got post-nasal drip strep throat within a few days of being inside a house again, which was kind of strange. And I never even came across somebody who was willing to admit or had COVID until about early 2022, which is really interesting because I know that situation is very different for a lot of other people. But I do have kind of a funny story about the masks. If you've been following along, the chapter Church in the Wild is about Clementine and I traveling around California. And when we did that, I used to have to get up and either go into like a grocery store, a convenience store, or a fast food restaurant to use the restroom, buy some supplies, get some ice, get some water. And I kept saying, like, I wish there was a way I could walk into these stores with a mask on and have it not be weird. Like, I wish there was a way that I could cover my face and nobody could see who I was. I just wanted anonymity because, like, my windows weren't tinted enough and I was always parked next to another person who was sleeping in their car, it felt like, and there was always eyes on me. And I just really wanted to cover my face. And do you know that by the next calendar year, I was walking into those same stores with a mask on? And I was mad because I didn't want to be forced to wear a mask. I just wanted to be able to wear a mask, which was kind of funny. And then I just wanted to give a little bit more detail about the chapters post-mortem, post-vitam, and near death, about the death of the family member. And explain to you exactly how the government's gang stalking and sort of just triangulation works. Shortly after I was made homeless and shortly before Sharon was murdered, she and the restaurant were featured on a segment on the news called Dirty Dining. And that is a segment where the news and the health department team up to ambush restaurant owners who have gotten low scores. So they'll send a camera crew in with the health department, and the health department gives them the grade, and then the camera crew basically gets some sort of reaction from the owner and they put it on the news. And that's the kind of thing that was happening to me. And I know that they did that same thing to the members of my family. For what reason, I'm not sure. I don't know if that was to get to me or if they had their own issues with them. But they definitely did that. And the strange thing is, the woman who hosts that segment is a woman who I'd seen on my walks many, many times. And the interesting thing is, I mentioned that same station was on my walk just a couple of weeks ago. And it's just unbelievable that they just seem not to be able to stop the deplorable behavior. But I know that it's going to end soon. And it's just insane. And so if you're following along, I know it's crazy. The story gets really wild and it gets a little bit crazier before it gets better. But it does get better always. And so I will come to you to read the next few chapters, and they are really interesting too. They're a little bit less dark world and a lot more light work, I think. I can't remember. Either way, it's all dark world light work, right? Okay, love you. Bye.